Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Shawn from Beyond the Visual Spectrum. I was just going to do a quick video about Dogman, a cryptid that is not as popular as many others out there, like Bigfoot. But it's an upright walking canine type creature that has a werewolf-like appearance that can be anywhere from 6 to 7, 8 feet tall, and even some cases taller than that, but a body weight around 250 to 500 pounds. It's also been known to be able to go back from walking on 2 legs to 4 legs, and the front paws are more like raccoon type hands that have long claws out the tips, more like fingers than paws. But the body shape and anatomy of this creature is very muscled in the shoulders and arms. It tends to be very different from a regular wolf, but can be confused with a bear in the distance, or even a large wolf in the distance when it's on 4 legs, excuse me, if it's seen briefly. Now the body structure is also different when it stands up on 2 legs. It's said to have well muscled shoulders and biceps, triceps, forearms, like a bodybuilder type of anatomy. And the neck is usually short. The head is very wolf or German Shepherd looking, with pointy ears on the top, and the teeth are definitely canine type teeth, but some eyewitnesses say that they're more defined, sharper, larger, and there's more teeth. And then now there's various types. Some encounter the type that looks more like your werewolf from Dog Soldiers, or Van Helsing, Underworld. And then others see one that looks kind of like a Bigfoot, or a blend of a Bigfoot and a baboon type face, which it has elongated snout, but not like a wolf snout or a wolf muzzle. And it has tracks, or footprints, I should say, that are more like a Bigfoot type footprint that has claw tips. And I've actually seen one of those and got a photograph of that in Northwest Florida. So there are a lot of encounters throughout the U.S., Canada, other countries around the world as well. And there are many people that describe the sounds that they make, and they sometimes have been known to run with coyotes. And maybe perhaps that's because coyotes can cover their tracks, and basically make them invisible. I've heard that they can blend in with the forest, that they can be almost unseen when you're in the forest, but yet hear the noises that they're making and their movement in the forest of something big, breaking branches, stepping on twigs and sticks, and moving through the underbrush as if there was a bulldozer pushing through it. It's there's a variety of descriptions for the sounds that they make, but they usually tend to have screams and howls that are different from a wolf or a coyote, and they would tend to be an alpha, predator that would definitely bump everything down the food chain in the forest. So dogmen, some people that don't know what they are or don't believe in it, just do your research. These bipedal canine creatures have been throughout archaeology around the world. You can find them in Mayan glyphs and paintings. These coyote or fox-headed type of beings that were depicted. Also, in Japan, they have a bipedal fox type werefox creature. And of course, the werewolf in Europe. And these creatures are, I mean, also Egypt. I left Egypt out. The main point I was trying to make was Anubis was a god, the underworld god, and so he was a dog-headed god. So you've got this going back through, hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands of years of these dog-headed beings. So, are they connected? Is there a connection through myth and archaeology and the real flesh and blood creature in the forest? Is it just flesh and blood, or is it part supernatural or have paranormal aspects? Do they frequent ley lines or energy grid lines of the earth? Are they connected with glowing spheres and UFOs? Do they have something more to them than an animal intelligence, a human-like intelligence, or otherworldly intelligence that puts them even above humans? I don't know, but there are speculations and all the eyewitness accounts. You do hear stories of them having telepathy, able to almost know your thoughts. I've heard that many times, and hearing encounter stories. So it's very interesting. So do your research if you're interested in this subject, because cryptids are animals that are hidden. Panda bears and platypus and mountain gorillas were all cryptids at one time until they got discovered and then became a part of your typical forest creature. So do your research and follow the information trails. Be careful if you go in the woods a lot. And I'm not saying that these things are going to be out there as soon as you go in the forest, because encounters are rare, but there are places where people do find structures in the forest that tend to be branch-like structures and have an intelligent design to them, although they're not anything of real significance architecturally. They are much more than what an average, much more than an typical animal could do. So these structures are usually like the Bigfoot do, the teepee type structures where there's several trees or branches that are placed together in a triangular formation. And then there's also X's, where there's branches that are laid out as X's. There's also piles that are made almost like a dome, but they're not perfect. You can tell that they're just kind of thrown there, but there's no way any other animal in the forest that's your typical, zoology animal, coyote, bear, and puma. There's definitely not any of those, so you can rule that out instantly. So do your research if you're interested in this, and I think it's fascinating, and I am going to keep investigating different areas for more evidence of cryptids in Northwest Florida and South Alabama. All right, YouTube, thank you.